Dear learners, I welcome you all to this 23rd module of the online course Skill Development of the Youth and Their Livelihood. In this course, you shall learn the concept of design and the basic tools of Photoshop. The main objectives of this module are to explain the meaning of the design, to introduce the concept of graphic design, to explain the different types of graphic design skill, to give an idea of Photoshop, to describe the various Photoshop tools. Design. Design is the process of idea and planning of the creation of concept, objects, products, system, building, vehicles, etc. Design is a very broad concept. Its meaning can vary from one field to another. It includes many aspects of our lives. Design branches out into many different sub-genres, from product design, sound design, virtual reality design, interaction, to designing cars, video games, software interfaces, the home and the office interiors, etc. Is design all about making pretty things? Significantly not. Design is not purely about aesthetics, nor is it about adding illusion to an item. It is rather making the user's interaction with the environment more natural and complete. The nature of design is similar to the meaning of culture. It is about creating solutions for people, physical item, or more abstract system to address a need or a problem they associate with. Do you consider design to be an art or a science? Interestingly, it is not exactly an art nor a science, but it takes elements from both arts and science. Art is about creating something that expresses the creator's vision, ideas, and feelings, while designers can express feelings and leave impression through their work. On the one hand, it takes the creating aspect of art as it is about crafting an item, a tool, an experience. On the other hand, takes the problem-solving aspect of sciences. In the word of Steve Jobs, design is not just what it looks like and feels like. Design is how it works. Designer. Generally, a designer is someone who works professionally in one of the various design fields. The work is generally defined by the area involved. So one can speak of a fashion designer, a product designer, a web designer, or an interior designer, but can also designate others such as architects and engineers. A designer's sequence of activities is called a design process, possibly using design method. The process of creating a design can be brief, a quick sketch, or lengthy as complicated, involving considerable research, negotiation, reflection, modeling, interactive, adjustment, and redesign. A design is determined by the method of presentation, such as arrangement, style, and medium. Presentation tool can sense the way an audience perceives a project. The image or layout is produced using traditional media and guides or digital image editing tools on computers. Tools in computer graphics often take a traditional name such as scissor or pen. Some graphic design tools such as a grid are used in both traditional and digital form. In the mid-1980s, desktop publishing and graphic art software application introduced computer image manipulation and creation capabilities that had previously been manually executed. Computers enable designers to instantly see the effect of layout or typographic changes and to simulate the effects of traditional media. Traditional tools such as pencil can be useful even when computers are used for finalization. A designer or art director may sketch numerous concepts as part of the creative process. Computer and software. Do computers enhance the creative process? It is a big question. Most of the designers hold the view that design is purely a creative work. Some designers believe that computers explore multiple ideas quickly and in more details than can be achieved by hand rendering or paste up. Most designers use a hybrid process that combines traditional and computer-based technologies. First, hand-rendered layouts are used to get approval to execute an idea, then the polished visual product is produced on a computer. Graphics designers are expected to be proficient in software programs for image making, typography, and layout. Nearly all of the people and industry standard software programs used by graphics designers since the early 1990s are products of Adobe System Incorporated. Adobe Photoshop, a raster-based program for photo editing, and Adobe Illustrator, a vector-based program for drawing, are often used in the final stage. Some use CorelDRAW also. Designers often use pre-designed raster image and vector graphics in their work from online design databases. Raster image may be edited in Adobe Photoshop, vector logos and Illustrator in Adobe Illustrator and CorelDRAW, and the final products assembled in one of the major page layout programs such as Adobe InDesign, Serif Page Plus, and QuackExpress. Powerful open source programs which are free are also used by both professional and casual users for graphic design. This includes GIMP, Krita, and Scribus. Skill of a designer. Understanding. A strong understanding of concept, idea is essential for a graphic designer. Throughout their work, they will strategically use different elements to convey intent messages. Graphic designers need to know how to bring together lines, color, shape, space, texture, typography, scale, dominance, and emphasis, and harmony to create visually appealing and well-structured designs. Ideation, also known as idea generation. Ideation is the creative process of generating, developing, and communicating new ideas. This is the first thing that a graphic designer will need to do when bringing a new project. Branding. Graphics designers often maintain branding for their client or employer. When working with a brand, they need an in-depth understanding of what makes that brand unique. Then they need to bring that brand to the life through logos, colors, typography, illustration, photography, graphic elements, and more. Typography. Typography is one of the most important elements of graphic design. The right typography can create meanings and invoke feeling. Graphic designer needs to be skilled in everything from selecting the right font for the project of typesetting, kerning, tracking, and leading. Designing for print. As the growing digital culture, designing for print is still a useful skill. Graphic designers should be familiar with bleeds, slug, crop, and fold marks, as well as with ink limits, dot gains, and transparency. They also need a thorough understanding of different file formats and color systems, as well as paper size, weights, and strokes. UX and UI design. User experience and user interface skills can help graphic designers improve their work and stay competitive in the field. By understanding UX and UI, graphics designer can create designs that are both visually appealing and functional. Technology. Graphics designers work with a variety of tools as a part of their day-to-day. So they will need to master certain graphic design software. Some of the technology that graphic designers should be familiar with include Adobe Illustrator, Adobe InDesign, Adobe Photoshop, Adobe After Effects, and Sketch. Each type of graphic design requires specific sets of skill and design techniques. Many designers specialize in a single type, others focus on a set of related similar types. But because of the industry is constantly changing, designers must be adaptable and lifelong learners so that they can sense or add specialization throughout their careers. Different types of graphics design. Graphic design is the creation of visual compositions to solve problems and communicate ideas through typography, imagery, color, and form. Designs are plans, specifications, or plans for building an object, implementing an activity, or the results of those plans or specifications in the form of a prototype, product, or process. It is a profession, an academic field whose purpose is to communicate specific messages with specific objectives to social group using the medium of visual communications. Design can broadly be applied to various fields such as art, engineering, production, etc. Graphic design can be applied in multiple fields due to its interdisciplinary nature. The boundaries between art and the design are blurred, largely due to a range of applications both for the term art and the term design. Applied arts can include industrial design, graphic design, fashion design, and the decorative arts, which traditionally includes craft objects. In graphics art, 2D image making that ranges from photography to illustration, fine art, and commercial art are often distinguished by the context in which they are produced and how they are created. Fundamental types of graphic design. Branding or visual identity design. Through images, shapes, and colors, visual elements of brand identity communicates intangible qualities about a brand. Marketing and advertising design. Great marketing engages people based on the wants, needs, awarenesses, and satisfaction they have about a product, service, or brand. As people always find visual content more engaging, graphic design helps organizations promote and communicate more effectively. Examples of marketing graphics design are postcard, flyers, magazine and newspaper ads, posters, banners and billboards, infographics, brochures, vehicle wraps and trade show displays, email templates, PowerPoint presentation, menus, social media ads, banner and graphics, etc. User interface design. UI design is the process of designing interfaces to make tools, products easy to use and provide a user-friendly experience. Publication design. Publication design is a classic type of design, mainly related to books, newspaper, magazine, and catalogs. However, there has been recently a significant rise in digital publishing. Some examples of publication graphic design are books, newspaper, newsletters, directories, annual reports, magazines, catalog, etc. Packaging design. Product require some form of packaging. It protects and prepares them for storage, distribution, and sale. But packaging design also communicates the consumers. Box, bottle, bag, can, container are the designs and a signature of the respective brands. Motion graphic design. Graphics that are in motion are the motion graphics. It includes animation, audio, typography, imagery, video, and other effects that are used in online media, television, and film. Examples of motion graphics designs are title sequences and end credits, advertisements, animated logos, trailers, presentations, promotional video, tutorial videos, website content, app, video games, web banners, GIFs, etc. Environmental graphic design. Environmental graphic design visually connects people to places to improve their overall experience by making spaces, environment more memorable, interesting, informative, or easier to navigate. Some examples of environmental graphics designs are signac, wall murals, museum exhibitions, office branding, public transport navigation, retail store interiors, stadium branding, event and conference spaces, etc. Art and illustration for graphic design. Graphic artist and illustrator creates original artwork. Their art takes a number of forms from fine art to decoration to storytelling illustrations. Examples of art and illustration for graphic designs are t-shirt designs, graphic pattern for textiles, motion graphics, graphics novels, video games, websites, comic books, album art, book covers, picture books, etc. Adobe Photoshop. Photoshop is the world's most popular raster-based photo editing application. It was first released in February 1990, developed and published by Adobe Inc. Photoshop is not just a photograph editing application, but much more than that. As a designer, you will be using Photoshop for editing and modifying raster, bitmap graphics, JPG, PNG, and GIFs. Common Photoshop tools. In the tour of Photoshop interface, we'll start with the toolbars. There are many tools that can be used to improve the look and feel of an image in Adobe Photoshop. We shall discuss the most commonly used tools for users and the most frequently used tools for the projects. Photoshop toolbar is located along the left of the screen. This is a default view of the Photoshop window and the toolbar of the Adobe Photoshop CC 21. Photoshop's toolbar is actually organized in a logical order with related tools grouped together. The tools are accordingly move and selection tools, crop and slice measurement tools, retouching and painting tools, drawing and type tools, navigation tools. In the toolbar, each tool is represented by an icon. Most of the spots in the toolbars hold more than one tool. To view the additional tools, click and hold on the icon or right click. Let's check all the Photoshop tools along with a description of what each tool is used for. Move and selection tool. Move tool. This tool is used to move layers, selections, and guides within a Photoshop document. Artboard tool. The Artboard tool is used to create as well as edit artboards. Artboards represent the size of the screen in your application or pages in your website. The Rectangular Marquee tool. The Rectangular Marquee tool is used for making rectangular selection within an image. It is among the most basic of the tools and appears in the most every image editing program available. Elliptical Marquee tool. The Elliptical Marquee tool draws elliptical selection outlines. Single Row Marquee tool. The Single Row Marquee tool selects a single row of pixels in the image for left to right. Single Column Marquee tool. This tool used for select a single column of pixels from top to the bottom. Lasso tool. The Lasso tool is helpful for drawing a free-form border around a selected object within an image. Polygonal Lasso tool. The Polygonal Lasso tool creates selection with straight edges. Magnetic Lasso tool. Magnetic Lasso tool enables us to make selection that snap onto the object we are trying to select. Object Selection tool. The Object Selection tool selects an object just by dragging a rough selection outline around it. Quick Selection tool. The Quick Selection tool generally selects an object simply by painting over it with a brush. Magic Wand tool. Magic Wand tool selects area of similar color with a single click. This is one of the mostly used tools of Photoshop. Crop and Slice tools. Crop tools. Crop tool used to crop an image and to remove unwanted area. Perspective crop tool. Use the perspective crop tool to both crop an image and fix common distortion or perspective problems. Slice tool. The Slice tool slices the whole Photoshop document without cutting or cropping it. Slice Select tool. This tool used to select individual slices created with the Slice tool. Frame tool. Frame tool used to create a frame in Photoshop document to place images in shape. Measurement tool. Eyedropper tool. Photoshop's Eyedropper tool samples colors 3D materials eyedropper tool. The 3D material eyedropper tool used to sample materials from a 3D model. Color sampler tool. The color sampler tool displays color and values of the selected area in an image. Ruler tool. The ruler tool measures distances, locations, and angles. Great for positioning images and elements exactly where you want them. Note tool. The note tool allows you to add text message or data to your Photoshop document. Count tool. Use the count tool to manually count the number of the object in an image. Retouching and painting tools. Spot healing brush tool. The spot healing brush in Photoshop quickly removes any types of mark, spot, discoloration, and other minor problems area in an image. Healing brush tool. The healing brush repairs larger problem areas in an image by painting over them. Hold Alt key and click to sample good texture, then paint over the problem area to repair it. Patch tool. With the patch tool, we can repair by draw a freedom selection outline around a problem area and dragging the selection outline over an area of good texture. Content aware move tool. The content aware move tool used to select and move part of an image to a different area. Red eye tool. This tool removes common red eye problems in a photo resulting from camera flash. Brush tool. The brush tool is Photoshop's primary painting tool. It is used to paint brush strokes on a layer or on a layer mask. Pencil tool. The pencil tool is another painting tool with hard edges, while the brush tool can paint soft edge brush strokes. Color replacement tool. This tool generally used to replace the color of an object with a different color. Mixer brush tool. Unlike the standard brush tool, the mixer brush in Photoshop can simulate elements of real painting such as mixing and combining colors and paint wetness. Clone stamp tool. The clone stamp tool samples pixels from one area of the image and paints them over pixels in another area. Pattern stamp tool. The pattern stamp tool used to paint and pattern over the image. The history brush tool paints and snapshot from the earlier step into the current version of the image. Art history brush tool. The art history brush also paint and snapshot from an earlier history state into the image. Eraser tool. The eraser tool in the Photoshop erases pixels on a layer. Background eraser tool. The background eraser tool erases areas of similar color in an image by painting over them. Magic eraser tool. The magic eraser tool selects area of a similar color with a single click and then permanently deletes those areas. Gradient tool. Photoshop's gradient tool draws casual blends between multiple colors. One can create and customize own gradients. Paint bucket tool. The paint bucket tool fills an area of similar color with your foreground color or a pattern. 3D material drop tool. The 3D material drop tool lets you sample a material from one area and then drop it into another area of your model, mesh, or 3D layers. The blur tool blurs and softens area of an image you paint over. Sharpen tool. The sharpen tool sharpens area of an image you paint over. Smudge tool. The smudge tool is Photoshop smudges and smears the area you paint over. Dots tool. Dots tool used to lighten an area of an image. Burn tool. Just opposite to the dots tool, the burn tool darkens the areas you paint over. Sponge tool. The sponge tool is to increase or decrease color saturation in the paint over areas. Drawing and type tools. Pen tool. Photoshop's pen tool used to draw extremely precise paths, vector shapes, or selections. Freeform pen tools. By using the freeform pen tools, we can draw freehand paths or shapes with automatically added anchor points to the paths. Curvature pen tool. The curvature pen tool is an easier, simplified version of the pen tool. Add anchor point tool. Add anchor point tool to add additional anchor points along a path or need. Delete anchor point tool. Delete anchor point used to remove an existing anchor point along a path. Convert point tool. Convert point tool used to convert a corner point to a smooth point on a path. Horizontal Type Tool, generally known as Type Tool in Photoshop. This tool is used to add standard type to your document. Vertical Type Tool. The Vertical Type Tool adds types vertically from top to down. Vertical Mask Type Tool. Rather than adding editable text to your document, the Vertical Type Mask Tool creates a selection outline in the shape of vertical type. Horizontal Mask Type Tool. Horizontal Type Mask Tool creates a selection outline in the shape of the type horizontally. Path Selection Tool. This tool used to select and move an entire path at once. Direct Selection Tool. This tool used to select and move an individual path segment, anchor point, or direction handle. The Rectangle Tool draws rectangular vector shapes, paths, or pixel shapes. Round Rectangle Tool. The Round Rectangle Tool draws rectangular vector shapes, paths, or pixel shapes with rounded corner. Ellipse Tool. The Ellipse Tool draws elliptical vector shapes, paths, or pixel shapes. Triangle Tool. This tool draws triangle shapes. Polygon Tool. Polygon Tool draws polygonal shapes with any number of sides. Line Tool. This tool draws straight line or arrows. Custom Shape Tool. Custom Shape Tool let you select and draw custom shapes. We can select one from Photoshop's built-in custom shapes or create our own. Navigation Tools. Hand Tool. The hand tool used to click and drag an image around on the screen to view different areas when zoomed in. Rotate View Tool. This tool used to rotate the canvas so that we can view and edit the image from different angles. Zoom Tool used to zoom in or out on a specific area of an image by clicking on it. Here we learned about Photoshop's toolbar and its many tools and uses. In this module, you learned about design and the Photoshop, its toolbar and tools. Design is a very broad concept. Its meaning can vary from one field to another. It includes many aspects of our life. Design is the process of idea and planning, of the creation of concepts, objects, products, systems, buildings, vehicles, etc. Designer works professionally in one of the various design fields. Understanding ideation, branding, typography, designing for print, UX and UI design, technology are the soft skills which enhance the designer's skill. Each type of graphic design requires specific sets of skills and design techniques. Branding or visual identity design, marketing and advertising design, user interface design, publication design, packaging design, motion graphic design, environmental graphic design, art and illustration for graphic design are some fundamental design types. Photoshop is the world's most popular raster-based photo editing application. This is not only for the photographers but widely used by painter, illustrator, designer, animator, as well as the motion graphics designers. There are many tools that can be used to improve the look and feel of an image in Adobe Photoshop. Photoshop's toolbar is actually organized in a logical order, with related tools grouped together. The tools are accordingly move and selection tools, crop and slice, measurement tools, retouching and painting tools, drawing and type tools, and navigation tools. Each tool is represented by an icon in the toolbar, and each tool has a specific use. Thank you.